everybody, welcome to Winning Runs. I'm standing here with Bo Hill of Dodge City, Kansas. Bo is a multi-circuit qualifier. She's also the trainer's trainer, as we've dubbed her here. She has trained and started Twist of Fame, who won second in the BFA 100,000 this year. She also started Misfortune Fools, who won the BFA last year. And she started Running Red Lights, who we all know won the juvenile and has done well running in rodeos. And she also started some other horses and trained some other horses like He Is Slipping, who was the reserve BFA Old Fort Days Futurity champion. She has had horses like Annie Up Six Pack, Dash and Sparks, who was a Tour Finale qualifier, and who is now a wonderful rodeo horse. Bo is going to share her knowledge with us, and as you all can see, her brand on her horses is synonymous with the futurity world and the rodeo world. And most people don't know what that is. It's actually the pawn sign because her and her husband, Jeff Switzer, who own Bob's Pawn Shop in Dodge City. She's been gracious enough to join us today and share her knowledge. We're going to start with, she's going to tell us about how she picks her prospects, how she trains them and makes them enjoy their job. And also, she's going to give us a little advice on some problems that she encounters throughout the year. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks for having me.
And let's get started. Picking the prospect, Bo, and what you like in your prospects, we have one of your 4-year-olds here that belongs to Clay and Rusty Seawalt that you trained and picked out. And tell me how he's bred, and tell me some of the things that you look for when you go to look at horses. And of course, he's helping today.
Basically, I look for pedigree. I like a statistically proven pedigree. And I look for a horse that's plenty fast. Sometimes you can't always tell if they're fast by what they did at the racetrack or a previous performance. But I look for an athletic looking horse. I like a big old round kind eye on a horse that looks intelligent. Occasionally I can make a fast horse turn. I can never make a slow horse fast.
Right.
And I've always had the theory that it's okay to get beat, but it's not okay to get outrun. So I typically like a fast horse. So I try to pick something that looks the part and has a big step. They walk up underneath themselves. I like a horse with a lot of reach that don't have too much knee action or too much hock action.
Right.
That stays pretty low to the ground.
Well, now this horse, tell me how he's bred so we can tell our viewers how he's bred so they understand, you know, what some of the things.
This is a Dash to Fame. He's by a horse called Dash to Fame, and he's out of a daughter of Shoot Yeah.
Okay.
So he's pretty much racehorse on racehorse.
Yeah, and he ran on the track as
He
well.
ran on the track. He did not have a real successful race career. He's not a real head-to-head competitive horse, but he's plenty fast and he's real willing to help you.
Oh, okay. So he has that nice kind eye like you talked about. Now, when you look at a horse and say they look fast, they look athletic, help our viewers out there kind of go through this horse and show us exactly what you mean. Do you want me to hold him or?
Well, typically I like a long sloping shoulder. I like the same distance from here to here and here to here. I like a horse that has low hock set, short cannon bones, just a horse that has a lot of reach to him. I can take a little shorter horse, maybe a little more compact horse, and if they have a big step where their back leg out reaches their front one when they walk, that's typical of a little longer strided horse, even on a shorter made horse.
Bo, you're going to show us your daily routine on a 3-year-old, and like you said, it changes.
Right. From March to November, sometimes it changes a little bit from how much you work the pattern or how much you warm a colt up or how much time you spend teaching him to turn around. It's March. These are 3-year-olds. They have about 30, 45 rides with a stock saddle since they've been home from the racetrack. So I'm just going to kind of go through today about what I do with them at this stage in their career.
Okay.
I typically start off, walk a little bit, and then I lope my horses some. I typically don't trot a whole lot. I ride 8 or 9 head a day, and if I trot too much, my hips hurt me. I guess I'm getting old, but I don't long trot a horses probably as much as I should. I do as little as I can with their face and get them to react the way I want them to. We'll just start off loping this colt, keeping him soft, keeping his head to the inside, not tugging on him. Once I get a colt where I can ride him one-handed, I try to. From the very beginning of starting these colts, I try to get them to where a trainer doesn't have to buy them to make them go on and be a winner. And a lot of people aren't comfortable riding two-handed. So I get these colts to work off an inside rein, one-handed, as soft as I can get them. I don't spend a lot of time drilling them, pulling their heads around. As long as they'll follow my hand, I feel like they're broke enough that somebody else can go on and ride them. So I just lope them till they're good and soft and paying attention to me. I get a horse to stop. The only way you can teach a horse to really stop is you have to quit riding before they can start stopping. So I'll relax in my saddle, say the word, and sit down, and they'll stop. Oh. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't push on them. Don't let them push on you. If they're a little heavy, I'll spur them in the belly to soften them up. I kind of feel like the belly's the gas pedal, whether I'm going sideways, forward, backwards. That's my gas pedal.
Okay, Bo, this is Kearney. He's 4. You're going to show us a daily routine with an older horse. Now, we call him an older horse because
with
he's the
this
oldest
year's competitor.
Right.
Yeah, basically his training is complete and now he's competing. You always have to go back to your foundation if you run into any kind of problem, such as I'm stepping in or dropping the shoulder or hitting a barrel. I'm going to show you basically what I do to keep him sharp and keep those things from leading to the barrel pattern. The things I do warming him up, the things I do riding him on a daily basis so that it doesn't go to the pattern. There's a lot of things you can fix without the barrels, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get started.
All right. This is an older horse, a 4-year-old. I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I do on a daily basis, whether I'm at home or I'm at an event and they have a day or two off. Get him out of his stall, brush him, spend a little time with him, saddle him, show you how I just ride him on a daily basis to keep him sharp. Again, I'll walk for 10 or 15 minutes. I don't spend a lot of time trotting. I sold this horse in December to a woman from Del Rio named Clay Seawalt. She gives me a hard time about not long trotting a horse enough, so I'm going to do this for her. If I long trot 5 or 6 head for 15 minutes, I can't hardly walk the next day. But I'm going to spend a little time trotting this horse, warming him up on her behalf. Something I see people do that I think is wrong in horsemanship. When they trot a horse, they tend to point their toes down and they get their heels above their toes. It looks funny. You have no balance that way. If you'll turn your toes out just a little bit and use the balls of your feet, you have a lot of balance. You can post on the right diagonal. You can get in time with your horse. I think long trotting is good for a horse. I think it keeps him reaching. I'm just going to lope him around. Again, I try to ride them one-handed as much as I can. I keep their nose to the inside. I try to keep them as relaxed and as happy doing their job as I can keep them without letting them push me around. I try to lope the same circle every time without being a bully about it. I don't make a horse lope really slow if that's not their natural gait. I let a horse kind of lope out, pick his speed. I don't want him running off with me, but again, I don't want to ride a bicycle in the sand. I don't want to keep having to pedal this horse. I want him to keep moving forward without me gouging him.
That's all for today, folks.
Join us next month for a brand new show.
Let's ride this sunset.
All right, let's do it.